I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
The monster mash.
It caught on in a flash.
The monster mash.
He did the monster mash. From a laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electros.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It caught on in a flash.
It was a mash.
They did the monster mash.
Monster mash.
The monster mash.
Wow.
The zombies were having fun. Party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rockin', all were digging the sounds. Igor on change, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5.
They played the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a
The
flash.
monster mash.
They played the monster mash. Out of his coffin, Drax's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid, shook his fist, and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania
They
twist?"
did the mash.
He did the monster
The
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a
The
flash.
monster mash.
They did the monster mash. I'm lost. Okay, this is a musical interlude.
Police feels free to dance. We got 3 dancers already.
Okay. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
They did the mash.
They did the monster
The
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a
The
flash.
monster mash.
They did the monster mash. Oh. Thank you. We didn't rehearse that.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Palmyra, and in case there was any doubt, happy Halloween. So help me remember during hugs and handshakes, I want you all to turn around and wave to Facebook and YouTube land. Okay, don't do it right now. We're going to pray first. So welcome to Unity of Palmyra, where we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. We are absolutely delighted that you are here this morning. If this is your first time here, God bless you, and we're sorry. But
No, we're not.
Sorry, not sorry.
not sorry. We just decided, it's been a heck of a couple of years. Or as my friend Dwight would say, yeah, yesterday was quite a month. Right, actually, yesterday was amazing. But welcome. We are so happy that you're here, and we're just having a little bit of fun today, dressing up for Halloween and getting ready to explore the many gifts that you all have to offer the family of the earth. So let's take a nice big deep breath. We're going to be looking at the effortlessness of our breathing today. The breathing in, the breathing out. How we just take for granted how easy that flow of giving and receiving is. And so we take a moment now to just breathe, to bring awareness to our breath, to bring awareness to this present moment, to this now. We let go of what was with gratitude. We let go of what will be with anticipation and possibility. And for this moment, just for now, we are fully present. Open to whatever gifts this time, this wisdom, this music, these prayers, this community have to offer. And so continuing into this spirit of laughter and love and fun and sharing who we are, we say thank you. Thank you for this time. Thank you for whatever space you are in right now. And most especially, thank you for one another. And so it is. Amen. Let's stand and sing. I like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow
White turtle doves. I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. La-da-dum.
That was beautiful harmony. In staying in that energy of being in harmony, let's share together in our vision. Centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we are, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. So that song reminds me that in order to harmonize, we have to sing different parts. Yes?
Yes.
So in order to make beautiful music, we all have to be willing to offer our specific part to the song. So let's do that now as we greet one another. As always, if you want to hug, we will bring it in. If you are more comfortable with a handshake, just put your hand out and we will honor that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, we get that. And we will leave you completely alone. Just stay right where you are and we won't bother you. Have a great time. And make sure to turn around and wave to Facebook land and YouTube land so they can see your costumes.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place
At the right time, I am just where I'm supposed to be.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
All right, don't make us sing that 3 times through, you guys. Come on. You're so fun. I love it. All right, have a seat. A couple of announcements. Our prayer chaplains today are Linda Longenecker and Dan Christopher, and they are both here in the sanctuary holding sacred space for you. And they will be over on that side of the sanctuary after the service if you are in need of one-on-one prayer. And as always, you can always send prayer requests into the office, send them to me, drop them in our Unity of Palmyra Facebook group, and Silent Unity is available for you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year to share your prayer requests. We have a couple of sign-ups downstairs outside of Holy Grounds. The First Christmas class, the book based on the book The First Christmas by Marcus Borg and John Dominic Crossan, starts this Wednesday. This is kind of last call to sign up for it. I've already sent out the syllabus and assigned reading already for the class. That starts Wednesday evening. So if you have not signed up yet and you want to, please do that. And we also already have our Thanksgiving sign-ups out downstairs. There are 2 of them. One is just let us know you're coming and how many so that we have enough places set. We are actually going to set tables out throughout the entire lower level for that to accommodate everybody being able to safely sit. And of course, we've now reopened the Rose Room so we can really spread out that day. And then the other sign up is, what are you bringing? Like, turkey and mashed potatoes and cranberry salad and stuffing and carrot cake and pumpkin pie. Okay, those are my favorites. Oh, and green bean casserole. I haven't seen a sign up yet down there for green bean casserole. I love green bean casserole. Okay, I'm just saying. Now we're going to have 17 green bean casseroles downstairs. So. Oh, and I get to judge. No, I use the classic recipe right off the back of the onion thingy package, the onion package thingy, the Betty Crocker version. I don't fancy it up. It's fine just as it is. I am a bean green casserole purist. Okay? So I also just wanted to take a minute, food, it's all about the food, people, to thank the leaders, many leaders of this community who showed up yesterday for the leadership training. It was such an awesome day. The conversation was rich, the questions were brilliant. And I realized when I got home and shifted gears into preparing for this morning, I got home and I was just so happy And I realized that it was because you all allowed me yesterday to share my gift and my joy in working with empowering and powerful leaders. And so thank you for those of you who spent 8 hours with me yesterday. It was awesome. It was awesome. Very grateful. Miss Elaine, would you like to read the daily word?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The daily word for today is passion. My purpose fuels my passion. Purpose sets my heart aflame with passion. Each day I awaken ready to answer the call of my heart, to give my best efforts and fullest attention to purposeful activity. Passion is the energy I bring to everything I do. I discover the glory of God through passion. As I do the things that make me feel the most alive, that fill me with energy and zeal and color the world with hope and promise, I recognize the divine presence behind it all. God is the source of all the passion I feel and the purpose that drives me. My passion is not for me alone. The life energy that radiates from me inspires those around me to live a life of purpose and passion, to boldly express their divinity as only they can. And from 1 Peter 4:11, whoever speaks must do so as one speaking the very words of God. Whoever serves must do so with the strength that God supplies.
I am home. My family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is one of those wonderful days where the daily word is so perfect for the topic, as we're going to be talking about sharing our gifts with the family of Earth. Isn't that a wonderful turn of phrase that Wayne did? So today we're going to share our gift of centering prayer and of holding one another in that space of prayer. So let's just take another nice big deep breath, and if you're in a place where you can comfortably and safely close your eyes, I invite you to do that. As we connect with one another, heart to heart, mind to mind, spirit to spirit. And we create that sacred space of healing, of growth, of gratitude, of honoring the gifts that we bring to one another and to our community, of holding that safe space where we can freely express who we have come here to be. Even in the presence of pain or challenge or upset, who we are is never diminished. And the gift we bring is never diminished. And so right now we ask anyone who is experiencing a challenge, a hardship, an illness. Our Alan has a cough this morning, so he stayed home to protect all of us, so we send healing energy out to him right now. Anyone else who needs physical healing, we send our strength, our comfort, our health to you. We know that in the giving, we are all strengthened. for anyone experiencing any type of challenge, physical, emotional, mental, financial. We behold you in your wholeness. We see your wisdom. We see your strength and courage and resolve. We are with you in whatever challenge you are experiencing. We see spirit moving through you and the circumstance. And we see that in the end, it will be good. And if any of us are experiencing joy or gratitude, then I invite you to also place that energy into this circle of love, into this incredible community, so that as our sorrows are diminished in the sharing, our joy will be multiplied in the sharing. And we come out the other side of whatever we are experiencing with gratitude. And it is with gratitude and with a recognition of our oneness that we say namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole. Am I a fool at this late date to heed a voice that says that you can be great? I heard it young, now I hear it again. It says you can be better than you've ever been. I don't want to waste what I have to give and all of the time that I've left to live. Don't want to waste what I have to give and any of the time I've got left. I can do more than I thought I could. Work brings more luck than knocking on wood. There's random bad and random good. Work brings more good luck, good luck. You ask the world, and the world says no. It's an old refrain. Mine says go. You ask the world, and the world says no. It's the world's refrain. Mine says go. I don't want to waste what I have to give and all of the time that I've left to live. Don't want to waste what I have to give and any of the time I've got left. I can do more than I thought I could. Work brings more luck than knocking on wood. There's random bad and random good. Work brings more good luck, good luck. Good luck. You better be off. I've got dreams to dream, though it seems uphill and a little extreme. If I can find hope in this fading light, then I'll find you on the morning side. If I can find hope in this fading light, then I'll find you on the morning side. Don't want to waste what I have to give in all of the time that I've left to live. Don't want to waste what I have to give in any of the time I've got left. I can do more than I thought I could. Work brings more luck than knocking on wood. There's random bad and random good, but work brings more good luck, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
That was lovely. I'd never heard that before we chose that for today. It was perfect. Just perfect. So, welcome back to the final Sunday of our fall series. Jeff, you're just like completely freaking me out over there. Okay.
I'm actually glad to know who that is because I was really getting creeped out.
I know. It's okay. I'm just not going to look over there. Okay. So, let me start that again. Welcome back. This is the last Sunday in our 7-week series based on Wayne Muller's How Then Shall I Live? So up until now, we've looked at the first 3 questions. We spent 2 weeks on Who Am I? I think many of us have actually spent a lifetime on Who Am I? But then we spent 2 more weeks on What Do I Love? And now we're going to wrap up with, and then we went to How Shall I Live Knowing I Will Die? And today we're wrapping up with the final question, which is, what is my gift to the family of the earth? I love how he says that, to the family of the earth, recognizing in the question our innate connection that we are all family. So he breaks this question down into 3 parts. He calls it naming our gift, giving and receiving, and offering our gift. And so he starts out with this beautiful quote by Mother Teresa, reminding us that we all have a gift. She says, "There is a light in this world, a healing spirit more powerful than any darkness we may encounter. We sometimes lose sight of this force when there is suffering or too much pain. Then suddenly the spirit will emerge through the lives of ordinary people who hear a call and answer in extraordinary ways." So that quote was what prompted me to call today's talk Ordinary Things. Because so often we think that our gift has to be huge or dramatic or impressive or reach millions, when really it's when we just do the ordinary things every day that make such a difference. And when Jackie sent Janie and I the slides this week, I said, "Oh, well, dandelions." I said, "That was an interesting choice." And she said, "Mom, it's perfect because people never see them because they're so ordinary." But she said, "Look how beautiful they look in this picture." Even ordinary things can be beautiful. So I love how he's approached these questions, because I don't know if you've noticed this pattern in the book. As he introduces the question, he starts off by looking at what the answer isn't. So when he asked us about who are we, who am I, he encouraged us to look at who we're not. And when he introduced the question, what do I love? He asked us to look at, well, what do we think we should love that we really don't? So he kind of cleared the field with each of these questions. And he does it again with this one. And he goes into some depth here because he goes into detail, or really asks us to dig deep into what gets in the way of us naming and sharing our gifts. And this is what he says. He says, throughout my work with people who have been hurt, the most painful thing I witness is their deep conviction that because of their hurt, they have no real gift. They have nothing of value to offer the family of the earth. We're certain that we must first be repaired, detoxified, and perfected. We wait and wait until we are finally filled, finally acceptable, before we feel worthy to offer our gifts to others. When we feel broken, we feel useless, and so we undervalue our gifts. Many of us believe there is no gift, no light at all inside of us. He says, some of us wish to wait until our gift is potent and comprehensive enough to solve all of the world's problems. Am I the only one that does that? Right? Seeing that our gift does not stop all the suffering, we decide it is inadequate. But every gift is a drop of water on a stone. Each of us knows some part of the secret, and each of us holds our own small portion of the light. We can thrive on the earth only if we bring what we have to offer to the family table. It is impossible that you have no gift. Perhaps you're unsure of your gift, or you're afraid to share it, afraid it will be refused, afraid it will not be good enough. Perhaps you're simply waiting for the perfect opportunity. What are you waiting for? It is alive inside of you at this very moment. And he concludes this part by saying, we begin by choosing to honor our gift. We each have something to offer. If we ignore or suppress our offering, something deep and vital within us will wither and die. That reminded me of that passage from the Gospel of St. Thomas, which is the fifth Gospel. And it's one of those, these are the sayings of Jesus. It's not the editorialized version. It's written down what Jesus was saying when he was still alive. And as always, he spoke sometimes in parables and in riddles, and then told us to figure it out for ourselves. And this is one of those. It makes you kind of go, He said, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. And I think that's a perfectly appropriate scripture for today. It completely supports what Muller is saying, that we all have gifts, and we must be willing to have the courage to bring them forth. So think about a time when you've ignored or suppressed a gift. You haven't shared a talent. For whatever reasons, we make up all sorts of reasons not to do that. What did that feel like? Didn't it feel like something inside of you just kind of died, withered, because it wasn't being allowed to express? He says, who are you? What do you love? How do you live knowing you will die? Your gift will necessarily emerge from your response to these questions. And this is kind of a theme throughout this question, that everything we've done up until this point is supporting the answer to this one. This is your life, and so this is what you have to offer. And then he quoted Sidney Poitier, who was being interviewed about his life, and he said, first and foremost, be true to yourselves and be useful to the journey. Be true to yourselves and be useful to the journey. So one of my other very favorite books is Essential Spirituality by Dr. Roger Walsh. And I don't know if you guys remember years ago, we did a series on this one. And this whole section reminded me of of a beautiful story that he tells in here, and it's worth sharing, because I think it really brings home the power of being willing to name our gifts. And he calls the subheading of this, "Difficulties are potential contributions." Wonderful talents and profound spiritual insights are priceless gifts, but we don't need them to serve effectively. Even those things we regard as our failings and deficiencies can contribute if we are willing to acknowledge them openly and use them to help others. One of my favorite examples comes from Rachel Remen, who's a physician, who was asked to treat one of the angriest people she had ever met. The patient was a star college athlete whose life had been a dream. A winning record, enormous recognition, fast cars, and many women. Then he developed a pain in his right leg. He was diagnosed with cancer, and just 2 weeks later, his leg was amputated. The surgery saved his life, but ended his life as he knew it. He became depressed, very angry, and self-destructive. He dropped out of school. He began abusing drugs and alcohol. He alienated former friends, and he barely managed to survive one car crash after another. His former coach referred him to Rachel. She says, "Hoping to encourage him to show his feelings about himself, I gave him a drawing pad, and I asked him to picture of his body. He drew a crude sketch of a vase. It was just an outline. Running through the center of it, he drew a deep crack. He went over and over the crack with a black crayon, gritting his teeth and ripping the paper. He had tears in his eyes. They were tears of rage. It seemed to me that the drawing was a powerful statement of his pain and the finality of his loss. It was clear that this broken vase would never hold water and would never function as a vase again. It hurt to watch. After he left, I folded the picture up and I saved it. It seemed too important to throw away." As he worked with Rachel Remen, the young man began to heal. At first, he had no interest in helping other patients and was filled with rage toward the doctors and the medical staff. However, over time, he began to feel the first stirrings of concern for others suffering like himself. He began to visit young people on the surgical wards with problems like his own, and he was delighted to find that he could reach them in ways that others who had not suffered as he had could not. In time, he began helping patients' families, and the surgeons actually began referring people to him. He was developing a kind of ministry, and as he did, his anger faded. In our final meeting, and this is back to Rachel's notes, she said, "We were reviewing the way he had come, the sticking points and the turning points. I opened his chart, and I found the picture of the broken vase that he had drawn 2 years before. Unfolding it, I asked him if he remembered the drawing he had made of his body. He took it in his hands, and he looked at it for some time. 'You know,' he said, 'it's not really finished.' Surprised, I handed my basket of crayons toward him. Taking a yellow crayon, he began to draw lines radiating from the crack in the vase to the very edges of the paper. Thick, yellow lines. I watched, puzzled, but he was smiling. Finally, he put his finger on the crack, looked at me, and said softly, 'This is where the light comes through.' The light comes through whatever part of ourselves we use to help others. As Rumi said, 'Your defects are the way that glory gets manifested. That's where the light enters you.'" So contrary to thinking that we need to be completely healed and completely healthy and completely perfect before we share our gift, sometimes it's the very wounds that are holding us back that are our most powerful gift to give. So for some of us, naming our gifts isn't the issue. We've gotten pretty clear about that. We know what is ours to do and what is ours to give. But bringing balance to that whole giving and receiving thing, might be a little bit of a challenge. Muller is very clear that bringing balance to giving and receiving is absolutely critical. He says there's a rich web of giving and receiving, a deep ecology of give and take that permeates all of life. It is impossible that we do not participate. So the question, what is my gift? It's not about coercing us into giving more and more, but rather about becoming more mindful of how we're already intimately connected with everything and everyone. He says, in this marketplace of care and kindness, what are we already bringing to the family of the earth? When we are resting easily, I'm going to say that again. When we are resting easily in the rhythm of giving and receiving, it becomes difficult to tell who is the giver and who's the receiver. Each moment we live, we are entwined in a rich and intricate web of giving and receiving. Oh, that's so eloquent. Sometimes it's hard to read his work being someone who also writes, because here's another thing we do with our gifts. We compare, don't we? Right? So I read Wayne Muller and I go, oh, if only I could write like Wayne Muller, right? Or if only I could sing like Janie and Jody and Becky, right? No, we're not being asked to compare our gifts. We're being asked to name our gift and to enter easily and gracefully and effortlessly into that flow of giving and receiving, and recognizing how important it is that there is balance. You know, so many of us in this community are givers. We're givers by nature, and many of us in this community are givers by profession. It's not just who we are, it's what we do. It's our job, and we love it. Absolutely love it. And yet what he's talking about here is there's nothing wrong with wanting to give and give and give. The trouble is when we get out of balance around the giving. He says if we take all the time, this is selfish and will bring suffering. But if we give all the time, this will lead to resentment and exhaustion and will bring suffering as well. Real joy is to be found in the balance between giving and taking. Like breathing, we must both inhale and exhale. Inhaling is not superior to exhaling. One is no more noble or good than the other. They're both necessary. And this next sentence really got me. To name our gift is to also name our need. That's actually in your study guide this week. Right? Think about it. If this is about giving and receiving, to name our gift is also to name our need. So let's look for a minute about that balance. And for those of us who are way more comfortable giving than receiving, here's a question. What's up with that? Right? Think about that. Inhaling is not superior to exhaling. Right? Exhaling is not superior to inhaling. Just try doing one without the other for a minute or so. What's going to happen? You're going to pass out. That's right. So I think this is a really powerful opportunity for self-inquiry. What is it for some of us about being on the receiving end that makes us so uncomfortable? Is it maybe that there's a loss of control? Right? As long as we're giving, there's a little bit of an element of we got some control going on here, as if that's a real thing. Or maybe we're always like keeping track and there's a ledger, right? We got the giving side and the receiving side, and we always want to have the giving side be a little bit longer than the receiving side. We're always just giving a little bit more so that maybe earning our way to heaven, right? As if we could do that. Keeping score in a cosmic scorecard. So we get to look at what's up with discomfort around receiving, because it is part of that flow, that cosmic energy of giving and receiving, and it's a very important part. Muller says this is not the balance we're looking for, too much giving or too much receiving. And he talks about the three types of giving as described in the Buddhist tradition. There's beggarly giving, which is always calculating, right? I love one of Gretchen Rubin's statements in her Happiness Manifesto, and this comes from Saint Teresa of Lisieux, is love never calculates. So beggarly giving, we're constantly calculating. It's not a free giving. It's a tit for tat. It's a contract. It's a I'll give if I get. Then they talk about friendly givers, and friendly givers is kind of a step up. You're not really calculating, but you're really giving what you would want. There's less calculation, there's more open-handedness and open-hearted, but it's still not completely freely given. And then they have what they call kingly givers, and this is we give the best of what we have, and we cannot not give. It's become so much a part of who we are. He says, a kingly giver, a cheerful giver, is one who feels the truth of abundance. As we give, so do we receive. We will always be given enough, and we will always have enough to give. As we explore the nature of our gift, our goal is to move toward this kind of giving. Cheerful giving that flows gently and easily, kingly giving that flows surely from who we are. And so as we answer the questions, who are we and what do we love, the gift we bring will be easy, because our gift is going to naturally emerge from who we are. Ultimately, the gift we're bringing is ourselves, just as we are. Our gift is our true nature. There can be no other gift than this. So something to recognize for the givers among us is the joy we receive from giving. When we don't allow ourselves to receive, we are denying someone else that joy. We are denying someone else being in that flow with us. So I read a great blog this week by Nadia Boltz-Weber. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. I'm going to actually drop the link in our group on our Facebook page. But it really struck me because she was talking about right now how some of us just feel, many of us, actually I don't know anybody who doesn't right now, feel a little overwhelmed by the world, by what's going on in the world. She uses the metaphor of an apartment she used to live in where she couldn't have two electrical things going on at one time. Every time she would turn on the blow dryer, the fuse would blow, right? And basically what she said is that she feels like her emotional circuit breaker keeps blowing right now. And part of that is because evolutionarily we're not equipped to deal with the worries of an entire planet. We were equipped to deal with the challenges of our little village, right? And so we are just emotionally, physically, mentally not equipped for everything that comes our way. And the whole point of the blog, as she works through it in her wonderful, usually profanity-laden way, which I just adore, by the way, what she gets to is perfect for today's topic, because the point that she gets to is give who you are, give what you care about, identify what you can do and what you can't do. Identify what is yours to do and what yours is not to do. And she said the third, so it's not what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. And this third one, she said, is really hard. She said the third question is, what's mine to care about and what's mine not to care about. I know I read that and I kind of go, oh, but I care about everything. And she addresses that. And she says, for those of us who care deeply about everything, at some point, we have to pick and choose. We have to decide what is our unique gift and where are we going to share that gift in such a way that's healthy and balanced so that we're not constantly flipping the circuit breaker and having to constantly reset it. So I'll drop the link to the whole blog. It's really quite brilliant. And as she is, I know some of us are big fans of hers. She's pretty cool. So the point of all of the questions is getting to where we are so clear about who we are, so clear about what we love, so clear about what our gift is to offer, that we do it easily, and we do it gladly, and we do it with gratitude, and we do it in that perfectly balanced flow of giving and receiving. Wayne wraps it up by saying, the family of earth aches for your gifts. We all need what you have. We cannot survive unless you join our circle and bring who you are to our gathering. Do not be afraid. This is the phrase used more often than any other in the Bible. Do not be afraid. A kind of life, a life of spirit, is fundamentally a life of courage. The courage simply to bring what you have and to bring who you are. So what is your gift to bring to the family of the earth? Let's take that question into meditation.
Make me an instrument, Lord, of thy peace, as I let go, as I release. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken the living Christ in me, as I awaken the living Christ in me. Make me an instrument, Lord, of thy peace, as I give love, love I receive. Make me an instrument, humble and free, as I awaken the living Christ in me, as I awaken the living Christ in me.
Let's all take a nice, big, deep, collective breath. As we extend the breathing, the inhaling and the exhaling in this room throughout the airwaves, and allow the breath to connect us all. Whether we are physically present or present in spirit, We are connected. And that connection in itself is a gift. That understanding of our oneness is a gift. The compassion, the love, the wisdom that extends from that understanding is a gift to the family of the earth that is so hungry for that love and that wisdom and that compassion. So what is your gift? As you reflect on the clarity that you've gained from the previous questions, from recognizing who you are, your true nature. From discerning with joy what it is that you love. From discovering what is most important to you, which is really the answer to the question, how shall I live knowing I will die? As we open our hearts and our minds to those answers, and as we continue to live into those questions, what we have to offer as our gift cannot help but emerge. So what is your gift? What is it your joy to share? What is yearning to flow through you to a world that aches to receive it? Not based on who you're not or what you think you should love or others' priorities for you. What is your gift? Once you have named it and claimed it, are you willing to give it? His Holiness the Dalai Lama explained that we are visitors on this planet. We are here for 90, 100 years at the very most. During that period, we must try to do something good, something useful with our lives. Try to be at peace with yourself and help others share that peace. if you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the true meaning of life. Be true to yourselves and be useful to the journey.
Make me an instrument of thy peace as I give love. Love I receive. Make me an instrument humble and free as I awaken the living Christ in me. As I awaken the living Christ in me.
We're so grateful that you share your gifts with us. So this is the time of our service where we say thank you for your consistent and generous support of this community. None of this would be possible without your contributions, your giving from your heart, from your true nature. There are many, many ways to give to this community. We love things flying in through the ethers. One of the conversations, one of the many amazing conversations that we had yesterday was really acknowledging how this community didn't just adapt to COVID and to the shutdown and to everything we had to start doing differently. We had actually, unknowingly that this was coming, had proactively put a pretty solid foundation in place before that happened. And so we were kind of feeling pretty pleased with ourselves around that yesterday as we were talking about that. And part of that is how we accept giving now through this, through the ethers, through electronics, through however you want to give, whatever form you feel comfortable giving. So thank you to the leadership of this community who had already had a lot of that stuff put in place. And thank you to all of you for embracing it, for embracing the change. We got our cheese moved in a big way over the last year and a half or so. And y'all have just moved with it so incredibly beautifully and generously. So thank you.
Well, lately I've been noticing how much I've been blessed with people who love some peace of mind and happiness. It makes me want to pass along this love I've received as a way of giving thanks to what's been given to me. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love, and I'm ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gift I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. I used to have a lust for more that bordered on greed, till I looked around and I saw that I have more than I need. I thought I had to to have it all before I could share. Then I realized what's mine to give has always been there. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love. And I'm ready to use the gifts that I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Well, I may not make a difference that the whole world can see, but if I can show more kindness, that's what matters to me. Well, I'm changing on the outside, mostly gray in my hair, but the difference on the inside is that I don't care. I'm losing my desire to be what I'm not, and I've got what I want now that I want what I've got. I've got a strong heart. I've got a strong love. And I'm ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in. Ready to use the gifts I've been given to make this world a better place to live in.
So before we do our unity blessing, I just have to read you the last paragraph of Nadia's blog. I can't help it. I'm going to just clean up one thing in it. Because she's been talking about, you know, how we just care so much, and we want to give so much, and we want to do so much to make the planet a better place, and there's just too much. So she finishes this by saying, I'm not saying we should put our heads in the sand. I'm saying that if your circuits are overwhelmed, there's a reason. And the reason isn't because you are heartless. It's because there is not a human heart on this planet that can bear all of what is happening right now. So thank you for being a person who cares about and responds to animals or the environment or immigration or equality or domestic violence or any of the other worthy to be cared about situations. You can read what she said when I post the link that we are in the midst of right now. Just thank you. So thank you for being willing to share your amazing gifts with the planet. And don't stop sharing because you can't solve every problem, because nobody can. But you can share what you came to give to the family of the earth. It aches for your gift. So let's stand and share in our unity blessing. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. And before we sing the peace song, we had another conversation yesterday about, you know, do we have to end with the peace song? So be prepared at the November hug meeting / love fest / Christmas decorating day that we're going to talk about the peace song. I'm just giving you a heads up. Everybody breathe. We're going to talk about the peace song. Let's sing the peace song, Jamie. Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and wherever God is, all is well.
Please go forth this week and share your amazing wonderfulness and your gifts with the family of the earth. Have a wonderful week, and please join us downstairs. We have a very special Halloween fellowship thanks to Miss Joanne. So come on downstairs for coffee and goodies. Bye-bye, Facebook land and YouTube land. We love you. We'll see you next week.